Sarah
Hi, my name's Holly, and I'm an artist. That was my voice, but I didn't sing that clip. I trained an AI on my own voice, and now she can sing anything in multiple languages. Her name is Holly Plus, and you just heard her perform El Cant de la Sabila, which is a traditional song arranged by Maria Arnal in Catalan, not a language that I speak, and not a vocal tradition that I've trained in. Those melismatic runs are really difficult to hit. To show you Holly Plus's full range, I'll also play an example in German. This is Mac the Knife by Brecht.
und der Hafisch, der Haxana, und die Traktor im Gesicht.
Of course, Holly Plus can. Thank you. Of course, Holly Plus can also perform my own music, so here's an excerpt from my own song, Frontier.
Love, listen to what the silver say, their world is long gone.
Holly Plus uses a process called timbre transfer, where the timbre or sound quality of one sound may be mapped onto the performance of another. Timbre transfer is done by creating a machine learning model of a sound. In this case, it's my voice. So I recorded a wide variety of phrases in my entire vocal range. To be clear, this version of Holly Plus is reading notes from a score. So I'll also play you an example of her singing in Spanish, Bésame Mucho by Velázquez. Thank you. I can't speak Spanish, by the way, so. Teaching an AI the sonic properties of one sound in order to generate an entirely new sound is what I like to call spawning. Spawning is what allows Holly Plus to create a wide range of vocals that I didn't sing from a set of recorded phrases that I did sing. I like to think of spawning as a kind of 21st century corollary to the musical tradition of sampling, which had a really big impact on both music and intellectual property. But I think spawning is far more exciting and potentially really weird. So, for example, with sampling, usually you copy and remix a recording by someone else to create something new. But with spawning, you can perform as someone else based on trained information about them. And as an artist, this is making me rethink my own past work, as not only my archive, but potentially also I, myself, could become reanimated with AI. This also opens up the question of how we deal with a collective human archive, if we can reanimate old media. It opens up really big ethical and intellectual property questions that require entirely new conceptual and legal frameworks. One way that I like to think about intellectual property, I call identity play. So rather than limiting the use of my voice, I'm creating instruments to allow as many people as possible to create music with me and even as me. That's why I've made versions of Holly Plus freely available for anyone to use online. If I can allow people to play with my IP, my digital identity, my intellectual property, what might they come up with? Could someone else go on tour as me with my permission? Could I be in 1,000 different bands in multiple languages, and what would that even sound like? To be clear, musicians have been taught to be really protective over our IP, and that's for really good reason. But I'm trying to think of ways to make this new capability mutually beneficial. So to allow people to use my voice, but still to maintain the ability to approve certain derivative works. So I invite you to consider, if given the opportunity, who would you like to perform through? And can you imagine someone else performing you? With that in mind, I'd like to invite the incredible musician Fur to the stage. So today, Fur will be performing his own song, Murky. And with one microphone, you'll hear Fur's beautiful natural voice. And with this microphone, you'll hear a live version of Holly Plus developed with Voctor Labs. Take it away, Fur.
It gets so murky, loving what you know, but I keep on swimming. I'm swimming further up the road. See, the problem is I don't know what to say when you come around acting this way. And yes, the truth is I show you every day.
'Cause you love to stay living in all the pain.
And it gets so murky, loving what you know. But I'll keep on swimming further up the road. And I've been calling out your name deep down in my sleep. And I even memorize your face.
So ain't no leaving me, and I just handle my best and keep the train moving on. And you know what it is, it's just you that I'm choosing. 'Cause it gets so murky, loving what you know. And I'll keep on swimming further up the road. And it gets so murky, loving what you know. And I'll keep on swimming further up the road.
swimming, I'm swimming further up the road. And I'll keep on swimming, swimming further up the road.
Thank you. Thank you.